All right, people, we back with another video. Another day working on the LS S10 project swap. Last video or last week, you should have saw me fabbing up and installing the custom cross member I did. And I threw just a light coat of paint on it just to kind of keep it from rusting while I got it parked outside. This week, what we gonna do? As you see, we got the donor vehicle in here, little 4.8. We're gonna get it up. We're gonna get the engine transmission yanked out of there. Fun fact, I've never actually been under this vehicle until about 2 minutes ago. And it's solid under there, no rust. I mean, it looks good. The only thing I noticed is, needs attention is apparently the rear main seal is leaking. So I was actually gonna pull the transmission and engine combo and just pull it out at once through the top here. But now I'm gonna have to split the transmission anyway. It's just gonna be easier to, just to drop the transmission and then just pull the engine by itself. It's about 32 degrees in the shop and outside. This shop's not heated. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna cut on my little torpedo heater there, try to heat up this area here. And then we got like an oil burning heater over here. I'm gonna try to get it going up. So I'm gonna get everything set up. I gotta get my lights and stuff going, and I'll get all my tools, out of the truck and stuff, and I'll bring y'all back and kind of walk y'all through it. A lot of this is probably gonna be a time lapse because I know if I try to film all this, I mean, this video will be 3 hours long, and I've been trying to keep them between 15 and 30 minutes long, So let me get set up, and I'll bring y'all back and kind of update y'all as we go. All right, guys, so we got the vehicle up in the air. In case you didn't know, this is a 2003 GMC Yukon 2-wheel drive. It's got a 4.8 LS in it. I should have said in the previous clip that I'm gonna drop the transmission. I got a socket on it. I'm gonna start draining it, let it drain for a few minutes while I finish getting it set up. Yeah, so it's a really nice vehicle. Too nice to be chopping up, but hey, it happens. So yeah, I'm gonna set y'all up on a time lapse. Get this draining right quick. I was gonna attempt to drain the transmission pan. That way I don't make a mess when I lower the transmission, but I guess the previous owner stripped out my drain bolt. So I'm gonna just have to do it and hopefully I don't make a mess. I'm gonna set you guys about right here. Hopefully on a time lapse. I'm gonna pull the drive shaft out, knock the exhaust off, and I'm gonna put it on the transmission jack and start the process. All right, guys, so in case you've never kind of removed a exhaust or engine or transmission or anything out of a Chevrolet, what I started with is removing the drive shaft. There's 4 11 millimeter. You can use 7/16, but 11 millimeters is what I used. Then it just slid out. That I put a bucket under there, drain the fluid. The 3 exhaust studs on each manifold is 15 millimeter. I went ahead and pulled the front O2 sensor out just so I could get to the driver's side one. These here, 15 millimeter. I'm about to jack up on the transmission, pop this cross member out so I can get this cross pipe out, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, I don't know how much of that time lapse I'm gonna put in this video here because I was saying some unholy words. I was making up some words of adding a bunch of cuss words together. I got about 48 pop knots on my head from this daggone lift, and I have never fought more than 30 minutes with a starter and 3 flywheel bolts for a freaking truck. This is ridiculous. I don't know. I think a Chevrolet engineer needs to be shot in the face and beat with a daggone sledgehammer or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna set you up and try to wiggle this transmission out. All right, good people. So I don't know how I'm gonna cut in right here and just kind of put this in here. I don't know how much of that y'all gonna see for this transmission. I've never in my life fought for 2.5 hours to get a simple transmission out of a truck, especially on the LS. It's so simple. I was fighting to get the starter off for some reason. I couldn't get the torque converter bolts out, and then the daggone very top, tippy top bell housing bolt I just couldn't get to. I didn't have the right extension wobbler combination. I finally got it. I hit my head probably 48 times, got pop knots all over. I hurt my arm, so it was just a bad day overall. Bad night. Went home early, hung out with a wife, started feeling better. Today, what I'm doing here is we're just gonna get this transmission out of here, get it set over here on the side. I'm gonna hose it down. As you see, I busted the neutral safety switch trying to get it out. That one's on me. I also busted this here. It's an oil level sensor. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna delete that. So yeah, I'm gonna get this transmission yanked out of here, and hopefully the next clip y'all see, I'm lowering the vehicle down and starting to take the engine out. Start with just a basic flathead. It's like a 10-incher, I don't know. I'm gonna just pull this top cover here off, pop the headlights out. I'm gonna stick everything in the vehicle. Like I said, this is a really good vehicle, and if I find a 3rd gen 6.0 or something, or even another 5.3 or something super cheap, 6.2, heck, I don't know, we'll put in this dude. I've had some parts listed for sale, like, trying to part it out. The only thing anybody wants to hit on is the seats, and this thing's got the Denali interior, full leather, surround sound, all that. So everybody's wanting, these seats for $25 a piece, and I'm not doing that. I know what they're worth, I'm that guy, yeah. So, all right, so take my screwdriver and we're gonna start popping stuff loose. The basic screwdriver, I'm not worried about keeping these push pins. I got a whole box of them over there from different vehicles, and you can get them for like 1,000 of these dudes for probably 50 bucks or something. But if they come out in good piece, cool. You never can have too many. So I've never dug into this vehicle. Like I said, it's a virgin. You know, I literally bought this truck, you know, not running, just for the engine, basically, because I got it so cheap. So whatever, you know, good as we find is cool. All right, so my heater over there is just going berserk. I think I put way too much oil in it, never used it before. Hope I don't burn the shop down. Pop the top piece off. Finna take a Phillips, try to get this grill out. So we got the front bumper off. It's 6 bolts in total. They're all 15 millimeter. You're gonna need a 6-inch extension. 2 on top here, 2 right below it that goes to the frame horn. 1 on each side that goes to the extended arm. Hoping that's it. Oh, yeah. You should have saw in another video, I got a big old toolbox in that room. I like working on my pack out. I can throw it in the truck, I can throw it in my car. I've learned with Chevrolets, most all new Chevrolets are kind of the same. I got a little pencil box like you would go for kindergarten. China freight, got all the tools I need, star bits. The hard part's finding the size you need. So nothing but a 10 millimeter homemade converted 3/8 screw gun. I'm just gonna pop these out. So if you've never dealt with these factory GM push-in connectors, there's a black sleeve that you gotta slide down. Watch this one not work. So you may have to get a screwdriver or something and slide it down. Pop it down like that. It slides down, and then there's a little like a half moon clip in here. You just take a little cheap right angle pick, just dig in there, just get it out. So yeah, you see this transmission cooler, I just labeled it. So I'm gonna stick it right here. I got a little collection of stuff like the drive shaft, supposed to be a Flowmaster exhaust, a starter, piece of junk. Transmission cross member, that's the factory cats and Y pipe, oxygen sensors. We got a pile of front end parts there. Transmissions here. So yeah, we're slowly getting it done. So I got you guys over here where you can see a little bit. 8 millimeters, taking this Vortec cover off. And I'm basically got 2 piles of parts. The one behind me by the door is I don't need. I'm gonna put in the truck. The parts over here, I'm gonna keep. What's funny is I was just laughing at, I started that daggum wood, that oil heater, but it got so smoky in here, I got the daggum bay door open behind me. Defeats the purpose. All right, so what I just did, it should have been on time lapse. I was just taking the radiator. There's fan shrouds held in by plastic push pins. Took the radiator hoses off, 13 millimeter 2 at the top, it pops out, pulls up. So hopefully you've seen a bunch of time lapse of me getting this far. Got the full front core support off. I mean, everything radiator. Stripped this whole passenger side, it's ready to go. Got a pile of parts here that I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna list it on Facebook, whatever happens, happens. If not, it'll go to the back to the junkyard. I don't care. I'm gonna start on this side here. This is looking more tricky, to be honest. I can't get the daggone secondary battery tray out, so that's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna have to wiggle that out. Fuse box stuff, I'm just gonna flip over. I'm gonna keep most of this video a time lapse, because if not, it'll literally take 48 days to watch it all. So I'm gonna set you guys back up and see what we can watch.